What is going on, my friends? It is ZXRyuu, and today we're going to be continuing our Let's Play of Spyro the Dragon. So we're going to load up our game. So last we left this, we were just entering the Beastmaker's world, so we're going to continue with that. And like I said last time, the Beastmaker's world has probably my least favorite stages in the entire game. I do not like them. They're really annoying, they're really challenging, and there's a lot of supercharging, which I don't like. So this game is not very easy, and this world demonstrates that very clearly. So hope you guys are having a great day today and that things are rolling all right. So things are going pretty well here, so that's good. Let's see here. These levels are also getting kind of, pretty big in size, so we have to look around quite a bit in order to find everything.
Spyro, it's great to see you, but I've got to go.
I'm not sure if that guy's being sarcastic or not. It's kind of weird. That particular boar, I will not forget him because he freaked me out the first time I went back there. I was like, oh my gosh. So he plowed over me, and that's all there was to it. Oops. The treasure down in this well, I guess I forgot to mention that too, is if you're gliding and you hold back, you'll kind of slowly slow down while it's still gliding a little bit. But anyway, the treasure down this well took me forever to find. And I was like, oh, there's another stage down here. I was like, oh, this is the flight level of the world. So anyway, it took me a while to find that treasure and that stage. I was like, I'm missing an entire stage. Where did it go? So I'm going to attempt to run this world as fast as possible as well, because I don't really want to be here in this world. So I'm just going to run through it as quick as I can, just so we can move on to the next one. Ugh, treetops, most hated level. Yeah, treetops just has an incredible amount of difficult supercharging, and I don't like it. There we go. Okay. I believe I've gotten enough of the requirements for this world to bypass it, actually, which I wish I could, but in a 100% run, that is not possible. So in this treasure up here is to let you know that you can fly to different parts of the stage. It's kind of like a central glide point. So we're going to glide over here. And this is a very, very tight glide again. So same with getting over here. It's very tight. So you have to jump and be very, very careful with when you initiate the glide. Okay. All right, so let's see here. Got all that treasure. Let's see here. What's nice about this game too is they give you quite a bit of help if you're having trouble finding where treasure is. The little gleam that comes off of it, the little white gleam, you can see that from a really, really long distance. so that helps you see kind of where the treasure is. Okay, so let's go to Terrace Village, I think is the first stage. Misty Bog. Yeah, Terrace Village. Okay, so this is the easy stage. Same with the boss stage. The boss stage is pretty easy in comparison to the others. Okay, so these guys have little ray guns that shoot out electricity, or they'll do out an electric charge that will zap you. And then there's these guys that are in tanks, but if you charge them, they kind of freak out, so you can, and they'll kill the chickens for whatever reason. So if you get to them first, they will kind of freak out, and you don't have to worry about them. And for whatever reason, the hitbox detection on that guy is weird. You can hit him with the propeller, and like you saw, it won't kill him until you walk up to him for whatever reason. So, yikes, that was close. Yeah, so, but they kind of freak out, and then they'll just kind of shoot you out of a panic. So, so if you can make it to them, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so we kind of took all the detour paths to get all the treasure. So now we're going to clean up the first part. So, and again, this the stage music isn't super intense because this was an easier level to complete. So Stuart Copeland did not write super intense music. That's weird. Huh? I jumped over that. I guess not. It's just super bassy, which I like. It's got a good bass line to it.
Watch out, Spyro. The Norks in these parts have discovered the power of electricity, and it really stings.
Yes, it does. It's really annoying. So you really got to look around behind all of the buildings, in between buildings. There is so much treasure just scattered around this world, or around this level, and just I guess around the world in general, because there's just a lot that you have to find and you have to deal with. So you just got to be real careful. I really don't understand that hitbox for some of these electric panels, because you can not touch it, or touch it after it turns off and it'll still hurt you. So it's not as lenient. Okay. Yeah, that guy you just want to charge into as fast as possible. And usually what makes sense to do is kill this guy first, then come back. Let's get some chickens.
Good job, Spyro. One day you'll be able to tell all the dragons about your amazing adventures.
Sure, but what I'd really like to do is get out of this swamp.
I think he's offended by that, but I'm kind of with Spyro. Do not want to be here. Okay, so wait for this guy for a second. Yep, and of course missed some, so it's gonna be down here. Actually, no, I didn't miss it. This is actually where you're supposed to go next. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you aiming at me? You missed horribly. Let's charge these guys. Here we go. So focused on the treasure, I missed the wall right in front of me. Alright, so yeah, so you can kind of go down there first if you want to, or you can just wrap back around, which I usually do. I'll just wrap back around. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I was getting hit either way there. In a bad judgment call on when I should go. Okay. I don't know why they put that guy in front instead of in the back. Seems to have made more sense to put that guy in the back so it was a little bit more challenging, but whatever. I didn't make the game, I just play it. That's another really tight jump. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Okay, and so this is the major glide point for the stage, because there are some rockets around, and you have to glide to them. Okay, let's not go over that way first. Let's jump off of here, and then you kind of circle around to the side over here. You get here. It took me a little while to figure out where to glide to get to there. So, and again, my commentary for videos and stuff, it's usually just talking about my experience with the game, or just kind of some things I know about the game. Spyro the Dragon is not one that I know, you know, huge amounts of information about, but I know a little bit about it, so. And actually some of these stages, I went through them so many times and was struggling so much to find where all the treasure was that I started kind of making mental notes of like how much treasure I was supposed to have at certain points to know if I got it all or not. And this is one of those stages that I had to kind of make mental notes on, so. Uh-oh, I think I missed the jump. Yep. So, yeah, it doesn't look tight, but it is. Oh, again? Oh. Okay, right to the edge. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's see if I'm remembering correctly, if I got everything. All right. Cool. Yeah, because I always had that 343 and 360 in my head to remember if I'd gotten all the treasure up to that point or not. But I couldn't remember if that was the number or if I was remembering something else. So. Okay. So the next stage is Misty Bog. It's kind of a confusing level. It took me quite a while on this stage to figure out where the last little bit of treasure is, because there's a thing that looks kind of like a staircase, and that's eventually what gave it away, that's where I was supposed to go for the treasure. I really like the music for this stage in particular. It sounds kind of like triumphant, and it's a different take on the end credits music also. The end credit music sounds kind of like this. So. Okay, these plants are annoying. They will, they'll eat you and then chomp on you and then spit you out and you'll take damage. So, don't get eaten. And some of the treasure is hidden back behind certain walls that don't look like there's anything back there, but you can lose, 5, 10 treasure behind them. So you always got to be careful and really look around really carefully. Okay, these frogs are horrible. They have tongues that are longer than your flame. They're super fast. So you gotta flame them, and you gotta flame them quick, and you gotta get in their face really quick too. So, and there's a room coming up that just has those frogs, and it's annoying because they're everywhere. Died many times on that. So that treasure in particular, this one back behind here, is usually the one I'll miss, because I'll forget it's there. Those guys will charge at you too from a really long distance, so always good to try and flame them quickly. Okay, the stage also has some branching paths, so we gotta
Be on the lookout for attack frogs. They are cold-blooded killers.
Attack frogs?
And this used to be such a nice swamp.
Yeah, frogs are awful. Okay, so we're gonna go over where this boar is first, because if we go over on the other branching, whoops, wow, I've never skimmed off the top of it before. If we go down the other branching path, that dumps us down into a cavern, and it's a lot more difficult to get back out. So we go over there, get that treasure, and then loop back around. Okay, let's see if we can hit all these guys in a row. Haha, got him. That's actually pretty difficult because they kind of push you around a little. Okay, so we're not going in there quite yet, because we gotta go over here. I'll take that chicken, thank you. Alright, so normally what I will do is I will fly to the far end over here, because they can't hit you, and you can make it over here. Then you just hit them quickly. Yeah, this is the room. It's easy to get trapped in there too. Yeah, their tongue is super long and it hurts. And I'm probably gonna die in here, because I don't think there's any chickens back out here for me to refill my health. Nope. Let's see if I can do this without dying. Whew. Okay. That's one down. Okay, that's two. Alright. But the problem is now I don't have sparks, so I have to pick up all the treasure myself, but that's alright. Yeah, I hate that room. It's one of the worst rooms in the game.
Thanks for releasing me. It seems like I've been trapped in here since I was your age. No. Why, I remember... gotta go.
Yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, you get all the treasure. It dumps you out here on an overlook. And, you can glide back over here. And then take the alternate path. I don't think the chicken has respawned yet. So we will just go this way. That treasure off in the distance, you get it a little bit later. You kind of spawn in or you come out of this cavern in a different area, so you can get to that. Okay. Let's get out of here. So I usually hit that guy and then run back, because it'll reset their charge animation, so they won't come after you. But yeah, there are not very many things here to give you
Thank you for releasing me.
sparks points. And there's more frogs. And there's boars. I'm surprised I didn't die, actually. I was a little bit too distracted by the frogs. If you position yourself in such a way, yeah, you can make the boars kill the frogs, which is very, very helpful. But you gotta get just close enough. There we go. If you're not afraid of a little game of chicken, you have the enemies do some work for you. So this is a stage that has 500 treasure in it, and yeah, it just takes a while to get it all, especially when there's no sparks. This is what the game would be like if you had no sparks, so be thankful for him. He helps a lot more than you realize. I guess Spyro's love language is acts of service, maybe?
I'll tell you what to do with those creatures. Smash them, Spyro! Stamp them out and squish them and squash them!
How about charge them and flame them? We are dragons after all.
That dragon in particular is my favorite in the entire game. I used to actually replay him because I thought it was so funny when he's like, stamp them and squish them and squash them. Ha ha ha. You know, I was laughing so hard at that for some reason. And so, so he's my favorite dragon in the game. Usually when I'm flying over here, I watch Spyro's shadow to know when to drop because it's kind of a deceptive jump for whatever reason. So I just watch Spyro's shadow, and when it's over it, I just hit triangle to drop. And that's how I know where I am. But anyway, that staircase is the thing that confused me for the longest time, so I didn't know where the rest of the treasure was, and it's hidden up here pretty well. And that jump is super tricky and will usually get me. But since I had no sparks, I just died. So anyway, if you watch the shadow, you can just drop. Then you can jump up here. And anyway, right on the corner, jumping forward, gliding at the very top, and you'll make it. But very easy to say that. It's pretty hard to get over here. Oh, I got them all. Cool. Okay, and if I've done this right, this should be the last treasure. Survey says... Yes. So Richard Dawson, if you're watching. Survey says, Family Feud. All right, the next stage. Since this world isn't very linear and there's a lot of backtracking, I'm just going to go ahead and take care of the flight level now. Since it's right here and I don't want to have to come like all the way back and do it again. So I think this stage has one of my favorite tracks in the entire game. It's really good. I like it. It's really rocking. This stage is very non-linear. It is really difficult to know what to do when, so I take out the boats first. I think I might have missed a boat, actually, because I think I heard it. Yep, there it is. Okay, next, I usually will do the arches, and at the same time, I will try and get the chests also. And I'm probably gonna have to redo this level a couple of times. I'm not super practiced in it, and it's kind of difficult. So let's. Uh-oh, that's bad. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run out of time. Okay, let's try this again. I mean, it's kind of supposed to be linear where it leads into itself, but I never found it to be super linear. But I'm sure there's somebody that's figured out a way more optimal route. Yeah, trying to chase the planes is bad. Going against the planes is definitely better when they're coming at you. You just got to be able to react quickly. So the problem I'm always end up with here at the end is how do I get back to the first part? And you look for these tunnels that have lights around them, but nope, I'm not gonna make it. Should have just got all the arches before. So this is the stage that I. Uh-oh. Wow, this is really bad. Yeah, this is the stage that I ended up trying to figure out, you know, where are all of the goals and things, and then go through and complete it all in one, because it was just, I don't know, I found it to be very difficult. Okay, there's all the arches. Let's land and reset my position. Still not good. Yeah, 'cause you're really kind of supposed to end on the planes. Wow. Somehow miraculously did that. That is not the optimal way to do that, though. Not at all. But it's okay. So we can get out of here now. All right, so that stage is out of here. Okay, 2 more levels. So we've got treetops and the boss level. Okay, so coming up is, in my opinion, the worst stage in the game. But once we're done with it, we can go fight the boss, and we'll just be done with this world and won't have to worry about it anymore. Alright. Yeah, and you're locked. If you go fast enough... I missed him. If you go fast enough, you can catch that guy. I think. But anyway, yeah, if you go fast enough, you can catch that guy, I think. we're gonna have to go catch him. And there's 2 of them also. So we're gonna go this way because this way has the key, because there's a treasure chest back there that requires a key, and so you get it here. So you can either flame or charge those guys. I tend to charge them just because they're fast, because it's fast enough. And I also jump after hitting that one guy, as you saw, because the banana thing that he throws will go right under you if you jump immediately afterward. Okay, so before jumping anywhere, we're gonna go, because you can go this way, but we're gonna go back here, take the key. Okay, just wanted to make sure I knew where I was going before I jumped off, because there's a lot of places you can die here. So we're gonna take the key and we're gonna go this way. Don't think you can catch this guy. Yeah. You can go after those guys, and they'll kind of show you where you have to go on the supercharged panels coming up. But I just kind of had to figure it out because I didn't follow them very closely. So I never knew where they ended up. I just had to guess. So, because if you get too close to that wall, it'll trigger him to run.
Spyro, if you jump at the end of a supercharge ramp, you can really go far.
I'm all over it.
Okay. So anyway, he's already gone to his final destination now. So we're just going to take this slow and jump over here first. Make sure I haven't missed anything, because I don't want to backtrack at all if I don't have to, or backtrack super far distances. You have to backtrack a little, but I don't want to as much as possible. Okay, so that will put you over here. So there's the return home, but that's only half the stage. So we need to get way up above here. Yeah, you hear him? So we can't get to him from just this supercharge, and we can't use the supercharge before this to gain extra momentum. So we've got to go over here next. I'm gonna make sure that there's nothing. Okay. Okay, we don't need to use that yet. So, but again, you see there's another ramp over here. So we have to, this is again part of the entire supercharge. So I was showing that before we went up here, because this dumps us back out at the beginning. So now we can go the way that we didn't before. Or actually, let's see here. Which way do we want to go? Let's go ahead and do this one first, I guess. Those two things over there are also ramps, and you have to use them to get to certain places as well. Okay, so we need to jump, go over here. Jump. Go down this supercharge ramp. Jump again, and we'll make it up here. And that's where this guy is. He doesn't have an egg. He just has 25 treasure. So that was the first supercharge ramp combination that I figured out how to use. That's the easy one. Yeah, easy if you can believe it. So now we need to loop back to the beginning of the stage so we can go the other way and go find the other guy. And for whatever reason, you can glitch that panel out right there and get some of the supercharge off of it. I don't know why, but there's nothing you can do with it. But you can glitch it out for whatever reason. Yeah, it took me a very many hours to figure out how to do these ramps. Okay, whoops, that's the one we just did. Okay, so now we're gonna go over here. And just, by the way, there's nothing over here, just death. All right, so this is the big section coming up here.
Greetings, Spyro. For an amazing tour of the treetops, don't just stop at one supercharge.
Ugh. Should be not huh. Horrible. Okay. All right, so this first jump is pretty straightforward. There's nothing really to ramp off of after it. So we're gonna go across. Supercharge that guy. Same thing, if you get over here, flame that guy and immediately jump, you can avoid taking damage, but I did not, so I messed it up. So this is a stage where you need a lot of extra lives. So, because you will need them. So that's where we're going, is over there. And in order to get over there, we got a tour. Oh no, I missed it. I'm gonna go ahead and take a death abuse here. Because it'll send me back to this start point where I need to be. And that's actually good because I missed one of the treasure. Did not realize that. Okay, anyway. So we jump. Over here. Jump again. Oh, wow, we way overshot it. Okay, let's try this again. This is what you normally see when you come through here. A lot of dying. Whoa, that was real close. Okay, anyway, start here. Okay, and then we collide with this down here. But you don't want to be going super fast. Because then you can't, just go over it like I did. Okay, now it's probably going to take me a minute to remind myself where I'm supposed to go with this ramp. Let's see here. We need to ultimately end up here. Just trying to remember how we get here. Let's see here. We need to come from that direction. This one is really long, this charge panel, so I'm trying to remember how to do it. You'd think after the amount of times that I went through and did this, I would remember, but I do not. I don't think it's that easy. I don't think you can cheat it that way. I know at one point you have to go, I don't know if this is here in this world or what, but I think at one point you do have to go like up the ramp some way. No, it just puts us over here. Ugh. This is why I don't like this. It's annoying. There we go. That's it. Cool, just barely made that. Yeah, so you have to go up the one ramp slightly to get going the right way. Ugh. Okay, good. I got all the treasure.
That was quite a ride, Spyro. You've learned a lot since you were a young glider.
Yeah, well, you could have found an easier spot to get stuck.
Yeah, so this was one of the last stages that I finished. I think it was either the last or the second to last stage that I finished. I think it was the second to last. And when I finally got here, I was like, yeah, you had better found a better place to get stuck, because that was horrible. So anyway, that's it for this stage, thank goodness. So let's get out of here. All right, let's go beat the boss and finish up this world. Whoa, I've never seen it glitch out like that before. That was weird. Okay, cool. Thanks for getting that on recording. Alright, so this guy's name is Metalhead, and it's not because he likes metal music. Oops, forgot about that guy. Yeah, some of these enemies will kick these guys off the side, and so sometimes treasure will get snapped to you. Like if they fall off the edge somewhere, you'll just immediately have it. But sometimes not. So you always have to look around to make sure you've gotten the treasure and made sure that the enemies are indeed dead. Okay. This stage is kind of weird with some of the treasure, so it took me a little while to figure out where some of it is. Not a huge amount of time. Whoops. That treasure's not. Did that treasure get snapped to me or not? I hope it did. There's also the thing that took me a while here is there's a secret passage that leads to where a key is, and it's pretty well hidden. So after we get all the stuff up here, we'll go get that. What's new about these guys is they're armored now, so because everybody here is metal, so we have to charge them. Yeah, they get launched at us. So. Save that dragon for a little bit. So you hear that whirlwind? That's kind of a hint, but not really. It's kind of confusing. So anyway, if we come over here and we look down, there's a little pathway. You can fly to this pathway. This fence has really weird geometry. You just have to fly around it. Chances are you're going to take damage. That's just all there is to it. It's very weird. Okay. Okay, so there's the whirlwind, but we need to go up here first. So there's lots of treasure up here. And the key. So yeah, that's what took me a while in this stage, was to find that key. Because I'm like, I don't know where the key is, and I'm missing a lot of treasure. Okay, so this sets us on a glide path and puts us up here. And then we use the very corner to glide to this corner. And then we can go to where the boss is now. There's lots of chickens here, so we can recover our health. Sadiki.
This big robot is all charged up to meet you. Attacking the power pole should disrupt its power supply.
So since everything is metal, you have to charge these metal poles. When they're red and have an energy field around them, you can't charge them. They'll hurt you. If you can, whoops. You can trick the boss, like what happened there, to destroy his own power poles. So all of this treasure here is enemies that he can throw at you, but if you destroy all of the poles quickly, he just drops all the treasure. All the enemies just drop, and you get all the treasure from it. Yeah, but it's good if you can kind of fool him into shooting his own poles. It saves a lot of time. Whoa. Okay, that treasure got snapped to me. But he does have a mohawk. I don't know if you can... Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if you can see it or not, but he does have a mohawk, so... I'm in trouble. Yeah, because that electric field goes really, really far. And then there's more treasure to get here, because you can see it up there. But at first I didn't know how to get to it, so eventually after some looking around I was like, oh, there's like something that looks like stairs over here. So this is why we needed the key. And no sparks, so again, picking up treasure manually. Okay, and so then you can't get up to the top section from where we just were. We have to go around. And again, this is another one of kind of these deceiving jumps. Again, so here's all the treasure from all the enemies that he can throw at you. So and there's kind of a trick. This is a tricky jump too. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Because right at the very edge is where you can glide. If you try and glide from up here, it doesn't work. So you have to be really, really precise. Sometimes you can glitch that on that side and get up because you'll get like pushed up. So sometimes you can abuse your hitbox to get up. Okay, so that's all the treasure. There's only one dragon, so that finishes the Beastmaker's world. Thank goodness. All right, so let's get Sparks back. There's plenty of chickens around, so let's just go grab another one. There we go. That way Sparks is all ready to go for our next video and our next world. Okay, so the requirement here is you have to rescue a certain number of dragons. I don't remember how many it is, but you do have to get enough dragons. So the second to last world, last main world, before we go to the end game, is called Dreamweavers. And it is very interesting. And one of the dragons tells you that not everything is as it seems here, and that is very true. Okay, so these guys, if they are big, you can't hurt them. But when they're small, you can. Okay, so the first stage is Dark Passage, and it's probably got some of the grittiest music in the game, because I think this is one of the hardest levels that Stuart Copeland played through when he was writing the music, so. If you get really close to those guys, they'll slap you, so it's just better to stay away from them. And those two enemies in particular we'll have to deal with later. And the fireworks can affect things that are nearby too, so just kind of fun fact. Alright, so this is the first dragon, so after we talk to him, we'll save.
Welcome to the Dreamweavers, young one. While chasing Nasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
And that is very true. It's the whole point to this world. Alright everybody, well thanks for watching this part on the Beastmakers, and next time we'll pick up with Dreamweavers, and we're getting pretty close to the end, so hope you're enjoying the series so far, and we'll catch you again next time. See you later everybody!